pain is inevitable. You will always go through some type of pain in life, no matter what. You can give yourself breaks where you can be happy, peaceful, aligned with who you want to be. But it's okay to feel through that pain, feel through that sadness, anger, regret, guilt, all that. It's better to go through that pain, go through that rejection, go through all those bad emotions so that you can be more grateful for your good emotions. You can be more grateful for being happy. You can be more grateful for being grounded. You can be more grateful for making better decisions compared to times where you made stupid decisions. I like the idea of yin and yang because you can't have one without the other, Like, you'll never appreciate being happy if you've never gone through anything bad. You can never appreciate the good moments you have with your family, your friends, or anything else in your life if you weren't at risk at some point of losing them, or you didn't grapple through some type of pain to make you grateful for that. Like, you wouldn't be grateful for your life unless you have like a near-death experience. I know for some people it's different, but I know for a fact a lot of people have to experience things firsthand to really get the lesson and for it to really stick with them. Let's use rejection for example. I think everybody in their life has been rejected in something. Like, you didn't get the grade you wanted, that girl or guy didn't want you, that friend group didn't want to be friends with you. Like, we've all gone through some type of rejection, whether it was through relationships, through work, just through experiences. Like, I won't lie to you, rejection stings, and you feel pretty terrible afterwards because it's just like, dang, well, what if they said yes? What if this thing could have had another try? What if, it actually did work out? But you gotta stop overthinking it, because I remember I used to have a really bad problem with overthinking, and I feel like you can't really listen to other people's advice when it comes to you going through your issues or your perspective on how you tackle things like your anxiety or your overthinking, because everybody's brain works differently. Everybody thinks differently. Everybody has different perspectives. Your perspective is based on your life experiences. You can take someone else's life experiences and try to apply it to your own, but it won't really work. So I feel like I could never really make a video about overthinking because the way I got over it was catered to me. So I feel like I can't really tackle that problem with you guys because I don't think it would apply to you. If you're anything like me, it could probably work for you. But for me, the way I tackled my overthinking was I had to have some type of level of apathy. I really just had to disconnect and stop caring about certain things, certain people, certain perceptions, certain opinions. I really just had to tune everything out, even my own negative opinion and my positive opinion too. Like, I just had to be in a gray area for a while to finally get over my overthinking because I cared so much about other people and how they looked at me, saw me, perceived me. And it's not like the law of detachment where it's like, oh, everything that stays, stays, anything that leaves, leaves. Like, it's not like that. Like, I quite literally had to stop being empathetic. I had to stop caring about other people's lives, and I had to really just focus in on myself. I feel like that's a trait not that many people have. Some people are really empathetic, some people are really sensitive and so loving, because I never had a problem with just not caring about other people's experiences, lives, everything, and that method's not gonna work for everybody. And there's even a certain point where I had such a hard time grappling with being emotional, opening up, and being more empathetic because I was so apathetic for so long. It did solve my problem of overthinking, but I had to build back that emotional intelligence to actually feel through my emotions. Like, the whole nonchalant thing, I would bend over backwards for the right person, but I just decided that it's not worth it to bend over backwards for another person when they won't even reciprocate that energy back. I would rather be with a person that completely understands me, that will do just about anything for me, because I do the same thing. Like, one of my standards in friendships and in relationships too is that if I show up for you and I'm always there for you whenever you need it most, you're expected to be there for me when I need you most. Like, it should be like a mutual assurance. I hate it when it's not like that. And with people that have a hard time opening up to me, or if I have a hard time opening up to someone else, if I have a hard time opening up with somebody, it's usually because I feel like I can't trust them for whatever reason. Even if they've given me so many reasons to trust them and so many reasons to be clear with them and be emotional with them, I just don't feel comfortable enough. And that's usually a gut feeling I have, like the first time I meet that person, and it's usually right. If it's the other person, it could be the same thing. Or it could just be that they're emotionally detached, they're distant, they have an avoidant attachment style, which, hey, that's their problem and that's what they're doing, right? I shouldn't really care that much about it because other people have their own lives. No matter what you want, no matter how much you want to help them, no matter how much you want to solve their problems for them, people have to solve their own problems themselves, and they will resent you and they will go to you to control their life, because if you're trying to fix someone else's problems, you're just trying to control how they act, how they feel, what they do towards you or what they do towards other people. They will go to you to fix all their problems all over again, and that gets tiring. Unless you're a really bad control freak, it gets pretty tiring to control someone else's life entirely and make their decisions for them. You're not supposed to rely on other people to live it. If you keep on trying to fix and solve everybody else's problems, they'll go to resent you at some point because they feel like they can't do anything by themselves. People have to gain independence themselves. They have to gain their own independence. They have to learn from all their experiences. So sometimes you have to take a step back and be in the sidelines and support them and be like, yeah, you can do this, yeah, you can get through this, but don't put yourself in a situation where you are always fixing their problems for them, because it will never be worth it, because they will find some way to turn on you. They will find some way to not like you. It's not a good thing to micromanage, to control, to be with that person 24/7, because that person has to be their own human being. This is a really big problem with people in relationships, especially. They feel like they have to solve all their partner's problems, but your partner, they have to gain the emotional intelligence and they have to go through their own pain to become a better version of themselves, and they have to do it themselves. You can be on the sideline, you can support them, you can be there for them no matter what if they want to talk to somebody, but don't try and live their life for them. You don't have to be completely detached or distant from them. You just have to take a step back and realize that it's okay to just support them and say encouraging words and be there for them when they need to talk about it or when they need emotional security, but they have to tackle the problem themselves. It doesn't matter how much you want to take away someone's pain, misery, guilt, sadness, just all their negative emotions. You can't, though. They have to go through that if they want to grow as a person, if they want to become a better person in general. Like, there are times where I wish I could have taken someone else's pain for them because I know I would have handled it, but they have to go through that. They really do. If they want to become a better person and if they want the life that they hope to aim for, they have to go through those experiences. You're stalling someone from the lessons that they have to learn themselves. It's not good to stall other people because those lessons will go for you. And then that person, on top of that, will grow to resent you because they never learned the lesson that they were supposed to. I'm not saying life always has to be hard. You don't have to play life on hard mode. It can be easy. It can be just happiness. It can just be good moments. But when you do have those bad moments and when life throws you a curveball, you have to go through that and you have to learn from that. If somebody else came in the way of you trying to catch that curveball, you would grow to resent them too. You wouldn't be the person you are now. If you like yourself now, you wouldn't be that type of person if somebody else just stepped in to help you out every single time you went through any type of inconvenience. Same thing for if you don't like yourself right now. You will grow to like yourself eventually. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You'll be appreciative of, oh, you know, they did so much for me. But at the end of the day, you're going to eventually take advantage of them. You're going to use their kindness against them because that person has no boundaries when it comes to you. Because a person that tries to save other people without saving themselves first has no boundaries, no matter how much you try and beat it into them. But what I'm saying is that people need to grow and learn and do certain things in life by themselves. And I feel like that independence is just really hard to come by because I've seen a lot of stuff on TikTok especially where it's like, oh, you know, I'm about to make a stupid decision, but I gotta talk to my best friend because she knows that I'm gonna make a stupid decision and she's gonna counsel me so I don't make it. No, make that stupid decision. Learn from it. You don't need to ask other people's permission to do the things that you want. If you need to ask for permission to do the things that you want, you're in a pretty bad position yourself. You're not your own person, and that just leads to codependence, and codependence breeds resentment. It can breed resentment very fast. I've seen it multiple times too. I'm not going to sit here and yell at you, telling you that you should leave other people alone. I'm just saying, stop trying to fix other people's problems for them. Unless you're making money from it or you're profiting from it in some way, if you're spending your emotional time and your energy on someone else's problems, when you don't even give that type of attention to yourself, you're not in a position to help anybody. You can't help somebody else if you're not in a position to help yourself. It's the whole thing with the airplanes. Like, you need to get a mask on yourself first before you try and help somebody else. And sometimes when you decide not to save that person, you guys aren't as close anymore, you distance yourself more, and you somehow fall out, then you realize you have to move on. I think people have the idea of moving on very wrong. Moving on doesn't mean you just completely stop caring about that person and that person is just out of your life and you don't think of them anymore. No, you're always going to think of that person somewhat, like maybe passing thoughts, maybe in the back of your head, back in your mind, Just because you move on doesn't mean your emotions just go away, they fade away. Like, if you have loved someone before, you're not always going to just stop loving them out of nowhere. If you have loved someone, you might always love that person. But the next person you love, that love is going to be stronger and it's going to overpower the love you had for the person you were with beforehand. Same thing with friendships. Like, if you had a real connection and a genuine connection with someone else, that connection can still be there. It can be. You're just going to find an even stronger connection with another person that you're more aligned with, that has the same values that you want. That's really just how it is. And some people just can't. It's okay to move on because it doesn't mean you're going to stop caring about that person. That person will always have a place in your heart. Okay? You choosing not to move on and you choosing to just settle in that emotion and to be in the same state that you are in the past just means you can't grow. Just means you can't flourish and become the person that you want to be in the future. It means you're just stalling for time. Being in a state of waiting and just stalling before you get to where you want to be is one of the worst things you can do to yourself, because I have done that so many times. I have been in just a state of stalling, of always waiting to break up with somebody, waiting to stop that friendship, waiting and procrastinating out of my work. Like, it's one of the worst things you can do to yourself because you know the bad thing's gonna happen. You might as well get it over with quick so you can move on from it faster and you can honor yourself faster. All stalling does is just waste time. For you, for that other person, for what you want to do, for your future self. You don't want that to be you. So stop stalling and let yourself move on. It doesn't mean you're gonna forget that person. It doesn't mean you're gonna forget that passion or that hobby. You might pick it up again in the future, or you might reunite with that friend and be on better terms later on in life. Or sometimes you're just never gonna talk to that person ever again. It's okay to honor yourself and to forgive that person. You don't have to forgive someone outright, but a lot of people say that you should forgive someone for yourself so that you don't carry those negative feelings in your body. If you decide to forgive someone, you decide to let go of all the bad things they did to you, of the bad moments you had with them, and you can just decide to look at that friendship in a reminiscing way, in a good way, in a positive way, without forgetting what they did to you. That's the end of today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment, all that, and stay tuned in for more. Bye-bye.